I am a gay living in a small city in Romania, which had around 30k population. Romania doesn't support tolerance of gay people, but it is not as bad as other places such as Russia. But the situation is definitely not favor here either. I get on dating app called Grindr and met a guy, 18 years old apparently. The guy didn't have a picture of his face as his profile picture because it's too dangerous here. He had a picture of a rose drawing. Most guys on Grindr here don't have pictures of themselves. We talked for a bit and I really liked the guy. And then we finally accept to exchange face pictures. I sent him a selfie of myself and he sends me a picture of him. He was cute and I really liked him. Also, I have seen him before, so I told him, "Hey, I saw you around the city, didn't know you were a gay too." Then we talked and finally agreed to meet. I had some shopping to run at the tailor shop. My cousin's bachelorette party is coming next week, and I had to adjust my favorite shirt, so I asked him to meet that guy in front of the tailor shop. The building in which the tailor shop is located has 4 floors. The ground floor is a clothes shop which my aunt works at. The second floor is a storage room. The third floor is a barber salon, and the fourth floor was the tailor shop. I go to the tailor shop and then go to the clothes shop on the ground floor to visit my aunt and see how she is doing. As I was looking out the window of the clothes shop, I noticed there were 5 men, all of them in their late 20s, behind the building. None of them was the guy who I was texting, and none of them even looked close to what the guy looked like. I texted the guy I was supposed to meet and asked him if he had reached the tailor shop. As soon as I send the message, one of the 5 guys' phone lights up and he started texting. As soon as he stopped texting, I got a notification from Grindr. The message was, "I am behind the tailor shop. I went there to smoke so no one would see me. Come smoke with me." I was terrified as I realized I wasn't going to meet the guy in the picture. He asked me to come behind the tailor shop and I tried to get rid of him. There were no windows to the side of the building, so after a few tries, he agreed to meet at the side of the tailor shop. All 5 guys went to the side of the tailor shop left and right, and as soon as I saw my way was clear, I ran for it. Grindr cutie, let's not meet. The story is told from a perspective of female. I had gotten out of an 8-year abusive relationship and met someone on a popular online dating app. To be honest, I wasn't looking for anything serious, just someone to go watch a movie or to have a drink with every now and then. I had 2 boys and was happy and living in a peaceful life on my own after going through hell. So, I meet this guy, let's call him John, who is just a couple years older than me, and he had turned his life around. When he was younger, he used to be in gangs and drugs, and now he was into working out and staying really fit and doing family stuff. I guess you can say I feel protected by him. He was a hard worker, self sufficient, and had a son. I myself had kind of a crazy past, but overcame, and so we seemed like a good fit. We would go to the dinner, movies, normal dating stuff, but he eventually wanted to spend more and more time together, and I was having trouble giving up all my free time for him, and he would get angry about this, like really angry. After being with a controlling, possessive asshole for so long, this was obviously a red flag, and after 3 months, I told him I don't want to see him anymore. He said he needed to confess something to me. He admitted to me that he was using steroids and that was the reason for his mood swings. He cried and said that he was sure that was the reason and was willing to stop, and I obliged him, but only under the condition that we remain friends. Things were okay for a while. We saw each other maybe every other week, and he started wanting to see me every week. But I told him that I was not interested in being anything other than friends at the moment. Since I was not ready for a relationship, he tried to talk to me into giving him another chance. But I just didn't find myself interested in him in a romantic way, and so I insisted that we should just be friends. Fast forward 6 months later, and I hadn't spoken to him at all. I was happy and living my life, and on one particular night, when my youngest son was at his dad's house, I went out to a local bar with friends. My oldest son, who was 13 at the time, was home alone, so I left a little early to make it home around 10 p.m. I lay around in bed and go to sleep. So, a little info on my living situation. I had been living on my bungalow for almost a year now, and we lived in a great safe, and I would leave my balcony sliding glass door open to get a breeze in at night. My bedroom was close to the balcony, and my son would sleep in the attic that was closest to the front door. I am dead asleep when I suddenly feel someone slowly sitting on my bed. I am laying in bed, wondering why my son would come sit on my bed so slowly. I turned around and it's not him, it's John. He's laying down in bed next to me. I sit up and ask him how he got in. He's not answering me. He says, I needed to talk to you. And I said, okay, when you need to talk to someone, you don't sneak into someone's room. You either call them, you leave a note for them, but not like this. I'm thinking I'm gonna kill my kid for letting him in. He said, I didn't have your number anymore. I needed to talk to you before it's too late. I was furiously angry, but inner mind told me to keep my cool. I sit up and say, look, I really want to talk to you, but not like this. Please just leave, and I promise we will talk tomorrow. He gets up and walks over to my side of the bed and starts rubbing on my shoulders and is slowly making his way to my neck. He says, do you really want to talk? And I looked him in the eyes and said, yes, I have been wanting to talk to you, but not like this. Please call me tomorrow. He stares at me while rubbing my neck and goes down to my shoulders and says, okay. This motherfucker proceeds to exit through my balcony door and jumps my balcony wall, which tells me that is how exactly he got in. I freak the fuck out and check on my kid. He had no idea what was going on, locked all my doors, and I don't sleep the rest of the night. The next day I text him and I tell him that if I ever see him near me or in my complex, I will call the police and to never contact me again. If you are wondering why I didn't call the cops to begin with, I know he had a gun, so I was scared of being retaliated against being a snitch, and I figured if I called the cops, they would probably not do much or just let him out, and I was afraid of what he would do after the fact. Either way, he left me alone, and I didn't hear from him for years. 4 years later, I am going through Facebook and I see John's face in People You May Know. I click on the picture and notice that it's looked like a jail picture. Those pictures where the guy is clearly in a jail cell. I scroll down the page and his most recent post is him posting his address for his family members to write letter to his prison address. So, I Google his name and got results, articles after articles, all with same headings. Man arrested on suspicion of killing girlfriend. About 2 years after him and I dated, he shot and killed the girl he was dating. That could have been me, and I feel like shit. Thinking if there was anything I could have done to stop him. Even scarier thought is that he only got 12 years for her murder. To all boys and girls out there, be careful when you talk to some stranger in social media or some dating app, because you don't know who really the stranger is. Having said that, let's meet our next video.